Recently I made a sample that my guy SK Makes Beats flipped into a dope West Coast beat on his channel. You can check that video out here. And today I'm going to be flipping a sample that he's made for me. So let's see what he's cooked up. Okay, so
I'm SK. Now I'm going to be making a sample for UndaSkore. He's going to flip it, turn it into his own thing. I'm sure he's going to do something crazy with it. So let's get into it. Layer that with a second piano layer. I've got the piano down. Let's add some strings to fill it out a bit more. So that's the sample. Hope you've enjoyed that. Back over to UndaSkore.
Okay, so first things first, we're just going to bring the stems into Ableton. Just hold down Control so they go onto separate tracks. So luckily for me, SK puts a lot of different instruments doing a lot of different things into his samples, which is really good for me because it gives me a lot of different options for how I can flip this. So first things first, I'm just going to take out some of the instruments which I don't think I'm going to use. So we'll keep that. Low piano. Definitely keep that. So we're left with 4 different instruments, and I think I'm going to start off by focusing on the pizzicato and use that to be the foundation for the track. Just because it's such a cool instrument, I think it always sounds really good whatever sort of genre you're making. And I think we'll transpose it down maybe around 6 semitones. Just makes it sound a bit more darker, more my sort of vibe. Now listening to this, I've got an idea for a cello to sit underneath it with a pretty cool progression. basically setting a new progression for us, and I really like the sort of ominous dark vibe that gives. Next, let's take the piano from the sample and make it match that progression of the cello. So what we're going to do is just chop the piano, just take the first 2 notes, and now I just transpose each section to match with the notes from the cello. That'll be -4. Okay, so next let's bring the dulcimer in. This is one of those cool sounding instruments that you can really do so much with if you use it correctly. Let's just play it and find some notes that will fit into our progression. Take out this bit. I don't like the trill too much. Next we've got the spiccato strings, which would be just another element that can come in different sections, I guess. So we'll just leave that as is. Final thing I want to do for the melody is just add in a choir that can come in just to make it a bit more epic at different sections. And for this I'm going to be using a choir from OPUS, which is an insane VST that I've recently discovered, funnily enough from a video on SK's channel. I'll put the link to the video up here, check it out, because he goes through what OPUS does and how good it is. The size and scale of it is absolutely insane, but so far I've had a blast with some of the different instruments in there. So this female choir we're going to use is really cool. We'll just EQ out a lot of the frequencies on this, it doesn't have to be so overpowering. So I sped it up to 92 BPM, and I think for the drums we can only really go like boom bap, really grimy, really sort of natural, give it a good bounce. So start off with a snare. I'm just going to record 2 snares together to make sure it has a lot of depth and grit to it. And then for the hi-hat, we've got this really natural sounding one, which is very different to like a trap hi-hat. You can hear there's a sort of openness to it. So hopefully you can hear or see that when I played it in live, I was purposefully messing with the velocity, just trying to give it a unique bounce instead of just playing each note as hard as I can. We're just going to lay it in a break with the drums as well, just to give it a bit more depth, but also I think we can use this in like breakdowns and stuff like that. So it's like a beatboxing break, but I think it layers nicely with the rest of the drums. Now to tie this all together we need the bass. I've actually found a bass sample from Splice that I think will fit in with this. So I just want to chop out the first 2 notes and again make it match with the chord progression like we did with the piano. And then let's see if it works. So I think I've worked out a really good arrangement for it. I'm just going to add a few more effects and whatnot to finish it off. Make sure you check out SK Makes Beats' channel for some really good Ableton content. I've learned so much from his videos and I'm sure you will too. Make sure you leave a like and comment. Let me know what you want to see next on the channel. Otherwise, have a good one. Peace out.